Okay, my people. What is going on? It says we are excellent, which means we are live. Good morning, my YouTube family, my Ape family, the Pip Connect fam, the Wolves family, all the fams on there. Funded fam, all of them. Good morning, you guys. It's your boy Nick, HOUTX Trader on the gram. And yeah, I'll put in the comments, I'll put a link to my dot card. You guys are watching this. Let's go right link. Let's go to the messages. OBS Studio. Okay, we're back on, I guess. Bingo. So there in the comments is a link to my dot card. So guys, when you come to the dot card, it looks like this right here. So I know no one's on here, but maybe you're watching the recording. This is the YouTube, Twitter, Grams. This is my funded company that I use. This is my broker that I'm using right now. A couple different Discords and a link to a Telegram that my homeboy Stefano has. So these Discords and this Telegram are not mine, but these are people that I know and people that I trust in the community that I'm with. So check those out. All right. So now we have it. We have news dropping in exactly 16 minutes. So we need to be ready for that. Okay. No need to spinning my wheels until people get on here. Let's jump on the Discord real quick and just be like, I am live. Okay. Let's come on here to the trading chat. All right, we're hollering at those people over here on Discord to get our family in here. We're telling them that the link is below. Let's go. All right. And let's see if any of these apes are on here. Let's go, apes. So look, check it out, guys. While we have just a second, while people are logging on here, we got one user. So when you come to the Discord, you have the Bored Ape Solana Club, and I'm part of their NFTs, and this is their Discord channel. So inside of Bored Apes, we have like a little trading section. The TTI Academy, which stands for like, I can't remember what the acronym, Travel, Trade, Invest. There it is, the TTI Academy. You have Chart, Admis, and you have Try Options. I don't really mess with the other two. I just do the Chart Admis inside here. And that's where a lot of the trading talk and whatnot is done. And then, of course, you have all this other stuff on here. With deals with NFTs and crypto and whatnot. Also the Pip Connect, you come on the Pip Connect. So if you guys want to join the Pip Connect, that's Andy Peters' Discord. Here's what it looks like right here. So for all you guys who are actually in it, you'll see that you have we have a general section here, the bar, general chat, whatnot. You have Zoom links, Andy's personal stuff where he puts his own markups on there, indices, ForEx, and then you have your own members journal. So I have my own tab. Actually, I have two tabs inside the members journal. And then what else we have on here? The funded company that I use, they have their own Discord, and they have their own chats. You see, I'm here. I'm a funded trader, so I come in here to the chat and then the funded chat, and I can chat and talk inside the funded. Once you become funded, you get this part unlocked. And then Market Bandits come in here, say what's up to those guys. Badass. This is Stefano's. I put a link in his. Put a link for him in the Telegram, but this is his little Discord. It's not really that active because most of his stuff's on Telegram. And the Wolves of Profit is Jordan. I don't really go on here and bomb his too much because that's his own little deal, so I don't want to step on his toes. But anyways. All right, so let's check this out. I'm really wanting to take this. I'm taking the sell right now on gold, actually. Fuck waiting. All right, that's what I wanted to see. I was hesitant to take gold a few minutes ago. And I just see it now, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that trade right there. And what I was wanting to see was that liquidity get taken. So if we come down on like a smaller time frame, a 30-minute, this is what I wanted to see on gold. I wanted it to buy up. right? I wanted to come down here and I could buy it. Well, that didn't happen. So that buy limit is still active. It's still sitting there, but I might delete that here in a little bit. We'll see how this goes. Basically, this morning when I woke up, I see that we have this top, and that top is this area of liquidity that it rejected already. So what I'm planning on, or what I was planning, is it comes one leg, two leg. And as you guys know, I don't really like to use this first pullback. Okay, I don't really want to use that as my swing marker. I want to use the other one. So I always use this as liquidity, and that one as my swing marker. So when this pushed down once, pushed down twice, and then came back up, for me, that's clearing out this liquidity here and whatever kind of candle liquidity it has here. This is then the last section of buy candles right before it dipped off. So we can use that as a marker of where we think the market might come back and retrace, right, after it clears this up. So I always like to use the 50%, as you guys have heard me say before, 50% of fair value gaps, 50% of breaker blocks, whatnot, 50% of order blocks, excuse me. And that's what happened. It came up, it rejected, and it came back up, and it started to reject there. I see on a smaller time frame that this was the overbought, and then it's starting to come down a little bit as price is getting almost equal tops. So I'm saying in my brain, okay, maybe this is time for it to turn around, come on the smaller time frames. And yeah, same deal. So we had a high, and as this is almost equal, look at how much lower the RSI is. RSI is getting lower. So I said, you know what? Maybe this is time for me to take it. I was setting up the YouTube, so I didn't take that perfect, but it's okay. It's all good. So now we need to figure out where the stop loss needs to be. So for that, I'm going to draw a fib real quick on my broker, and my stop loss is going to be on my broker 2042. All right, I'm in at 2036, so we're at like a 60 pip stop loss. Okay, not the end of the world. Not even, is that even a full percent? That's 1%. And then my TP then is going to be, let's say 2015 for now. I want to clear that bottom, so we'll say 2016, clear the bottom. So what I'm talking about is getting in 2036 area there. And then the stop loss is above that wick there. And then the TP is going to be down here for TP1, which is that liquidity area. And then we'll let some go. So we're taking that trade right there for now. Let's see how it goes. This buy limit on the bottom side, I'm not sure what I should do with that right now. I'm just going to delete it for now, and I'll cross that bridge when it gets there. That buy limit was set up for yesterday in case it wanted to come down and dip and go, and it didn't do that. It went off. So, plan A, plan B. Well, that one plan didn't work out because it wanted to push up, which is all good. Maybe that's invalidating this buy limit. We'll see what the market looks like. A market open in about 9 minutes and see if we can get this break and go. If that's the case, then we might take that off. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Dirty 30 real quick, guys. Dirty 30, again, we want to buy down here. So Asia session, the London session is not doing much. Maybe it'll give us a dip down here in news, and then we buy off. So we'll wait for that news plus market open. We could be setting up in a situation here to buy. Or if this news pops off and it pushes up, then we could be setting up for a situation to sell here. I do see the double top is in our area, our sell area. I'd really like to see that get break. So maybe we play more of like a Wickfield top area way up here, double top. We look to enter up there a little bit higher than our normal area. NASDAQ, real quick, it's pumping off. So let's see if we can get a push. Let's delete these arrows. Let's see if we can get a push on the news drop here in 8 minutes. And then if we can get a push, we'll sell up here right after it clears out this liquidity that we've marked right here. Let's see if we can get a clear out all this liquidity right there and find that swing. Find this as the swing marker right there. Find that as the swing, and we'll play that off of our fib, which I already have marked up here in the sell zone. So we're looking for any of this. This purple box here was the previous high. As you see, it wicked above it and then started to reject it. So it's kind of like a double top. If we come out, let's say to the 2 hour and see what this looks like. It's not it hasn't got liquidity. Okay, let's just say that. we can be confident that it wasn't done grabbing liquidity because of all this, right? It doesn't have enough to sell off. Okay, so that's why we're waiting for this retest. We want to be a little more patient on this. Wait for the RSIs and wait for all of our signals before we take the sell, because this could set a new high. We're trying to catch the bull by the horns here, so we don't want to over leverage, and B, we want to be super patient. Now, the better trade would be to buy down here, right? So if you want to take the best trades, wait for it to come down here. In the meantime, if we have enough signals and we have enough confidence that the thing looks okay, then we could take a sell out of this wick full area there and try to come down here. There's no reason why we can't catch a little pips in the meantime. We just need to be super careful and don't over leverage it, and know that we're playing with fire when we do it. First sip of coffee of the day. There it is. Okay, I got 6 people in here. What's up, 6 people? What's up, Colton? What's up, Chris? Thank you guys for joining in. So right now we're just gonna be a little bit patient. We've got 6 minutes. Let's see if if US30 will get us a push down, take out this liquidity right here. In which case, that'll get us into an area we could buy. The market is bullish, therefore I'd rather be in buys to see if we can set another high. I'd rather not be in sells, so it's kind of like that way with NASDAQ as well. I'd rather be in the buys, but the buys are down here. So maybe we can get a little wick up and down. Hydration, guys. Okay, and the Goldie, I just entered a gold up here, and so we're looking for that to come on down. Again, I'm not like, what can I say about this gold trade? I think it's there. I wouldn't have taken the trade if I didn't think it was there, but I'm not like super stoked on it. I mean, obviously the 2 better trades are up here and down here. Okay, so with this top and all this levels right here, we're definitely playing with fire, entering at liquidity, and I shouldn't be doing that. But I see there's liquidity below, so I think maybe we can come down and catch a few pips into this area. We'll have to see. I mean, that's a double top. I mean, we could play W's, right? Or we can play M's. The only problem is there's this liquidity that was over here. But that liquidity over there might have been taken out by that wick, right? So when we play the M's, like we can play the M's, right? That's not a big deal. That's not against the rules. I just don't know, since liquidity is this far away. Like when this wick came up and hit into the zone and it cleared out this and this and this, but it left that wick. So, I'm not 100% confident. If it would have came out and double topped on here and taken out this lick or something, maybe we'd be a little more confident. Like that's why I have this zone sitting up here. It is what it is. I'm willing to take the risk on that. You see on the 2 hour, we're not clearly overbought. On the 1 hour, we're damn near there. But it kind of makes sense because this is the high, which is overbought, and this is just a tad bit lower. So, I mean, it all makes sense as far as the strength is concerned. And then on the smaller time frames, we're getting, I don't want to say we're getting divergent because this is technically lower, but you have a high, which is overbought. Then you have this high, which is right on the money. So, again, it's following what it needs to follow. If we can get this trend line break right here, that'd be even better. I would be even happier about that. So I say that, yeah, so we're at break even right now. So right there is our entry. Okay. We're all good there. Oh, how about our EJ? How about the EJ? What up, Mike? What up, Tal? Bell? Talmage. Sorry about that. I brutal names. What up with this EJ right here? We took this EJ trade yesterday, and yeah, we're looking to swing trade that. So we took that EJ entry, and we're in profit, so we're all good there. If we look at the daily, this is the reason why we took this daily, is we had this high here, and we see that this is the Elliott wave pushing up right back into our areas, our fib zones. And we said, you know what, that's a good calculated risk because that's not a whole lot of stop loss, and our TP really should be down here. So, I mean, if that's an 8-to-1 trade, I'm willing to take those trades. We are going against momentum on the daily, but this momentum on the daily did break this low. So if this was the low and that's the structure area, it broke. And now it didn't. Now, when it does a V, like it come up to the top and then it shot down aggressively. That means it had a lot of power, it had a lot of people selling, it had a lot of liquidity to come down. When it comes back up in these wave formations, that lets me know that it doesn't have all the liquidity down here. It needs to break a new high. If it did, it would have smashed through it in a V shape, right? It would have come in a V like this, up, down. But once it's building, it gives me a little more confidence to take this thing and sell it off. And it needs to come down here and set a double bottom, or it needs to come all the way down here and get in this order block. Something needs to happen for it to have enough pressure. So in the meantime, we can catch some pips, hopefully, on this, and the risk to reward makes sense on that. So we've got news in 2 minutes. So let's get back on topic here, back on focus. Let's come to the 30-minute on these charts, and we can see what's up. So we're in the middle of no man's land there. 30. So 30 might be the trade for today. We're already in Goldie, so we don't really need. I mean, we'll look at gold, but we don't need to over analyze gold right now. And for that matter, we can do this. All right. We got NASDAQ, and we have Goldie. Goldie's on the 30-minute. Let's put NASDAQ on the 30 as well. We can look at them at the same time. Okay, here we go. Goldie and NASDAQ. No, excuse me. 30. 30 in NAS. 30 in NAS. Here we go. Thank you guys very much for stopping by. What's good? Yeah, what's good? Good morning, guys. We got 8 of us in here. Thank you guys very much for stopping by. Please like, please comment, the whole deal. Help me out on trying to build the channel. All right, there's news drop. And either the trading view is froze or there's no volume. No trading view is working. There's just no volume on news today. Congratulations, there was no volume on news yesterday. SOB. Let's look and see. There's the dot card, guys. Let's look and see what news is real quick. Okay, so it all came out negative, right? So if you click on any of these, it should say that's probably bullish for the market. It seems to be always that way. I don't know. Probably double the expected last year. A higher than expected should be seen as a positive. So then a lower should be then is a bearish, right? So these are all lower than expected. Oh, so it's -3. Yeah, so these should be seen as bearish. That's why they're red. Okay. And so there's news. It came out. It's all bullish. Let's look at the dot card real quick while we're just sitting here. All right, guys. So you see me often. I post a link to the dot card. So when you come to my dot card, this is what it looks like. All right. Here's my YouTube channel. Here's the Twitter. Here's my Twitter for trading. Instagram. Websites like this is the funded company that I use. This is Carbon Capital. A couple of Discords and a Telegram link. These can get you guys into some communities to start helping. If you're looking to get into a community to help your trading. So those aren't mine. Those Discords are not mine. That Telegram is not mine, but those are people that I do know. And maybe those are good areas for you to start because I haven't started my own Discord and Telegram yet. For me, I'm doing YouTube right now. And so once I build a YouTube community, then I can branch off into those things. So right now it's just laying the groundwork. I do all this for free. If you guys like and follow, share, whatnot, then eventually YouTube will start compensating me. That's why I don't ask for any money from anybody else. I don't need you guys' money. I have my own money. I just need your likes and shares. We'll take YouTube's money and the advertisers. So let's click right here and let's actually go to that, even though we don't need to. So not much volume on news today. This is pretty rare. It's been this way for like a week now. Usually we get news at, uh-oh. What happened? Come on, dude. Opening studio is not going to do anything for me, bro. Come on, bro. Let's go. YouTube Creator Studio that does nothing for me. All right, so something's wrong. I don't know if you guys can even see this. You're not receiving enough video to maintain smooth, such as viewers will experience buffering. Well, shit. Why is it doing buffering? Because okay. Let me maybe just close some of the stuff down then. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's close that. Close that. Close that. So maybe it's my CPU usage. I don't think the CPU usage is the problem. I don't know what's going on. Chat rate 0, current viewers. So sorry if it's buffering. I don't understand what YouTube's problem is today. Usually it's excellent, but today it's giving me an error saying that my video rate is not fast enough, which is the first for that. But so I closed down a bunch of programs in the back. It said my CPU usage is only 50%, so it's, you know, I have the best internet you could buy. So I don't know what's going on. The only thing I could do is like close it down and start a new stream. But yeah, I don't really want to do that. I got 10 people in here. So we'll just have to deal with it. Hopefully it fixes itself. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Studio mode. I don't want fucking studio mode. Anyways, guys, we're looking at news then. Let's just ignore that. And if it buffers, I apologize. But you guys get the idea of what we're trying to do. Morning, Nick. It seems to be fine on my end. Okay. Well, just thanks for the feedback. I just see it pops up on my thing and it says that you guys might be buffering. But it's all good. So basically what we're doing, we're just going to keep on what we're doing. Let's check on gold real quick because maybe gold made a move and we don't know about it. Gold. So gold, we're in a little bit of drawdown now. That's all right. Again, we're not seriously over leveraging. We got 60 pips. We got 1%. I want to take that 1% to give me like 3 on this, like a good push down, which would be 3%. So if I can catch this little miniature trade for 3%, I'm good. And if I don't and I lose 1%, then who gives a shit? I'll make it back anyways. It doesn't matter, right? If I lose 1% on a trade, I'm not gonna be like, I'm lost a trade. Who cares? Yeah, who gives a shit? So guys, I want to since we're sitting here and we're looking at this, it's making me think. So when it comes to like FOMO, when I used to be a newer trader, I lost a trade, I'd be pissed, dude. I'd be fucking lost, I'd be so mad. But guys, once you get into like a routine, and once you get your nightly routine going and your morning routine going, and you meditate, pray, do whatever you got to do, and you get your brain right, you realize that there is no more FOMO. Like, I'm not afraid of missing a trade. Who gives a shit? If I miss a trade, oh well, I've got other stuff to do, right? If I get into a trade and I lose a trade, yeah, it sucks. You lost money, but at the same time, you realize why you lost. Oh, what did I do? What did I not see? It makes you smarter. It makes you better. You're not going to be successful in this game unless you take some losses, because you take those losses and you get better. So yeah, it sucks that you took an L, but you know what? Don't let it get you bent out of shape. Like, who cares? Like, there's another trade to be had. And if that's your account and you blew your account, well, then just take a break. Maybe you need a break. There's probably a blessing in disguise. If you're blowing accounts and you lost a trade and you're freaking the fuck out, you should probably just take a step back. You know what I mean? Go pet your dog. You don't have a dog? Go find the dog at the park. Do something. You know what I mean? Like, get your mind right, and you realize that once you do your meditation and get your mind right, and you do that you realize that this is just a game that we're playing. This stress that we're doing with this market is something that we're putting on ourselves, and that at any time we could close the computer, walk away, and take that stress away and reset. Right? So don't let the psychology of trading is such a big deal. Don't let it get you like that. There's no FOMO. I've never had no. I mean, I'm not going to say that I've never had no FOMO, but I sure the hell don't have it now. I don't have FOMO now. Once your mind is right and your body's right and your brain is right, and you love your parents and your sisters, your brother and your wife, your daughter, whatever it is, your son, you'll realize that there's no fucking FOMO. right? You miss a trade. Oh, well. If I miss this gold trade right now, lose 1%, I can easily make that back later on today or tomorrow. Hell, I could start scalping this afternoon if I really wanted to and make it back. It doesn't matter. I can make that back. So it is what it is. All right, just take it as a learning opportunity and don't let it bother you, man. Because that's when you get fucked up. Taking time off to reset, man. That's why the weekends, like when I was a trader, I used to hate the fact that the weekends were here. I'm like, damn it, I can't trade. It's fucking Friday. I got to wait all until Sunday. But now I'm like, thank God. I need that break. Yeah. I've been trading for about 3 years every day. Consistently every day for 3 years. Hard, like going hard every day for 3 years. Marketing charts up every night in the communities, you name it, going hard. So the reason why I got into trading is, when I was in high school, not high school, when I graduated high school, I used to do computer drafting. I would design gas stations. And for mobile, I live here in Houston. Mobile, there's another company who owned every mobile gas station in Houston, and I was their CAD drawer. And I worked with an engineer. And he was a structural engineer that approved all my drawings. Anyways, he would trade the S&P 500 out of the Chicago market. And back in the day before the internet, when you had to call, I mean, we had the internet, but you had to call in your trades. There was no online brokers. So he would call his broker on the floor of the S&P 500, and he would ask what the market's doing. And he had a notebook, kind of like this. And every day he'd write down the numbers. What did it close at? What did it open at? What's it at 9 o'clock? What's it at 12 o'clock? He just had a fucking notebook full of numbers, and I had no idea. And he's like, I'm trading day trades for $5,000. You got to have a minimum of $5,000 to get in. And that's what I'm risking every day. And the guy would just murder it. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I've always been interested about trading since then. I have no idea how he did it back in the day with just numbers. There was no charts. There was no nothing. And he would call in his number. He's like, all right, I want to enter here. I want to enter for 1 point. This is my stop loss. This is my take profit. But he would tell him on the phone. So ever since then, I've been all about it. So if you guys are new, I see there's Brett, Jonas. Thank you very much for stopping in. If you guys are newer to the calls, basically every night I mark up the call. I mark up the charts the night before. And so that way in the morning we join about 7:15, 7:20ish, a little bit before news pops, because I find that a lot of time news drops and then the market starts to move. The market will set us up before news or before the market open, which is in 45 minutes from now. I tend to find that the market will be in a position to buy or sell before that happens. So if news would have given us some value today, I was hoping that, let's say that this would have been down into here, and maybe on news it would have gave us this wick and go. So I like to be in on the YouTube live right before the market opens, or excuse me, the charts, the news drops, so that I can get in a trade right then as the news drops, or watch the market set itself up so when the market opens, then we're in a trade or we're about to be in a trade, right? I don't like to show up to the markets late, and I don't like to show up not prepared. So this was the call that we had last night, and this is like my plan A and plan B for NASDAQ. If it was to push up, I already have a sell zone that I'm thinking at. I already have my fibs drawn. I'm waiting for further confirmations. You see I have the RFI trend line drawn down here. So if this does pop off, then this would set us a new, the higher on the RSI. We're looking at all these things. So I'm not caught off guard. I've pre-planned these trades the night before, and I went to sleep and thought about it. So in the morning when I wake up, get my water, get my stretching, get my meditation, my predator, all that stuff, and then I show up to the charts well prepared, well rested, fresh brain, and in a good mental state. And I have a trading limit, so I start at 7:20 in the morning. If I don't see a trade, 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm out. Done. Close the computer, go away. The market's just going to go sideways, and a lot of times the market moves, and I didn't catch those pips. But normally, maybe it's like an internal move. Like, let's just say yesterday that this was the move, right? Well, there's no real structure. There's nowhere for me to have caught that. Or maybe the move was up yesterday. This move up. Well, if it didn't give me nothing, some structure or some reason to take that trade, then I just let that go. Like this is where the FOMO comes in. There's no FOMO. Like I don't care that I missed that move. What was I going to go off of? Where's the structure? Where's the, even on the 30-minute RSI, it's not oversold. So I don't care about that move. I don't care about this move. It's just in a little trend. It's in a little box, right? Top and bottom. It's just bouncing back and forth. There's not a lot of pips there. This is where people are going to come to the smaller time frames and they're going to get eaten up and they're going to lose their money. Unless you have a solid trading strategy, a solid scalping strategy. I have a whole video on how to trade this right there. Right? It's in my YouTube. It's called scalping video. I think it's on under the live. I think I did it live. So let's just double check real quick. Okay, so this is all just basically doing nothing. So we'll look at this real quick and I'll show you what my scalping strategy looks like since we're just killing time. Okay, so basically I like to start off on a higher time frame and you want to mark off where your highs and your lows are. So if we're going to scalp, let's say we're going to scalp this buy, right, from yesterday, this up move. So what I want to do then is what I've done here is draw my fib from top to bottom. All right, and then this is my fib off. Draw from there. I like to get these as accurate as possible, obviously. So this sell zone needs to be adjusted a little bit. Sorry about this. Okay, from there to there. Okay, so we'll just remember that that's the sell zone. All right, and then we'll also remember that buyers, or excuse me, in this situation, sellers like to sit in this area right here. Okay, the 50 to the 618 and the 786 to 886, that's where you'll see sellers start to sell. But we're down here and we want to buy. So we're going to start at this point, but we know that once we get up to these two squares, rectangles, that we need to get a little more hesitant, okay? So we're going to come down to the smaller time frame. And here's what we're looking at, okay? So if I'm going to scalp these buys, right, I want to see a break of structure. I want to see higher highs, higher lows, that sort of thing. So I'm going to use the paintbrush here. We have the low, okay? But at the time, we don't know that that's the low. Okay, we have structure here, and we have structure here. Okay, so then it comes up, it gives me a high, a lower high, higher high, lower high. It's starting to tell me that, hey, this thing might be turning around, okay? So when I see that this doesn't set a lower low, so now I'm interested, all right? So then we come here and we fib that move from this bottom to the highest point, all right? With NASDAQ and US30, it loves the 78, 88.6 area. So when it comes down here, after not setting these lows, I'm willing to take this risk because I'm buying at the 78.6 and my stop loss is really tight. All right, it's always 10% of the overall fib move. All right, your TP1 or your TPs can always be the 61.8 in most cases. Now, on the first, second, and third fib, that could be the case. But as you get deeper into fibs and you get deeper into this purple box up here, you want to be more careful about that, running those profits all the way up there. So you can run your profits to, let's say, TP1 like a double top and then just leave runners going. But so this then was the pull up to there. There was the retracement. Okay. Now the fib, the strategy that I use on a higher time frame also works because if you look, this was the double bottom liquidity that needed to get taken out, and it sits right there. So we wanted to see the liquidity get taken out and then come down and hit that fib zone and then buy off. So the strategy that I'm going to show you now for scalping is purely fib based, but know that if you look at the liquidity zones that we do on a higher time frame, just as a perfect example of that, it still holds. Okay, so now we're in this trade. I'm going to make it smaller. All right, and I'm going to delete that fib because now we know where that fib's at. So now we're starting a new fib, okay, from this bottom because the high that we started from originally is now broken, and it goes to this high, okay? We'll make it right there. So now we're from this bottom to that bottom. There's your 5618 entry right here. Maybe you saw the candle close above. You're being patient. You didn't know if it's going to get to 78.6, but there is a valid entry right there in the 61.8. Okay. And then your stop loss would be 10% as always, and your TP is 61.8. So guess what? There's 2 winning trades. Okay. So now what? So now we start a new fib from this area. Where's the new high? Right here. But it doesn't retrace. Doesn't. We drag it up to this high right there, and there's your retracement. Okay. So 50, 50, and it touched 50 right there again. So you could have, I'm not saying you should have, I'm saying you could have taken that entry right there. This would have been your stop loss. And then now we're getting a little sketchier because now we're up into the purple box, right? There's your TP. Nowhere close to your stop loss. All right. So now this is the bottom. Let's make this small so we can see, but you can see right there it hit TP. There's 3 running trades in a row. All right. So now this is your bottom because this is the lowest point. It came up, it retraced down, so we could actually use, yeah, it hit TP right there, right? So that would have been your lower low right here, and you would have drawn another fib from there. Let me just make sure I'm saying this correctly, because that came up, then you would have drawn. Yeah, so this one looks like it would have broke, because that would have been it. It would have came up. It would have given your 50, which would have gave you another entry right there, but you'd have left this runner all the way up to 6.8, which hit. So this would have been your other entry right here on this 50. That would have been your stop loss, and your TP on that fib did not hit all the way to the 61.8 because it came back and retraced, but it did give you the double top and the 236 extension right there. So depending on how you want to take profit is up to you, but that is at least giving you enough time to protect. All right. So I'm not going to call that a loser because it did hit the TP extension of the 236. All right. It came all the way back down to here. Now you're getting a sense that maybe this is going to turn around because it just broke that low. All right. So then what? All right. Well, then you fib this sell. All right. There's your 78, 88.6 entry right there. And you would have sold right in that 78, 86 area. TP would have, your stop loss would have been there. And it did not give you a full TP. And it kept on going off. So maybe that was your first loss. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4 wins, and you would have had 1 loss right there as it starts to turn around. Once you catch a loss like that, now you need to be patient and just like let this market figure out what it's going to do, and then you could figure this out, right? That's when your patience kicks in. What's it going to do? Is it going to start to sell off? Okay, well look, high, low, a low, high, lower, a higher low, it double topped. It did not set a higher high like it should have done. So now you're like, oh shit, maybe this market's going to flip around. We already took 1 L. We're going to wait. Right? So now what? Fib here to there. There's your entry right on the other side of the 61.8. There's your entry. I mean, we just do this all day long. There's your stop loss, your TP. I mean, your TP, you can say TP1 there, but really your TP is right there too, and it hit full TP. All right, we see it right here. It hit. All right, come back. Where's your second entry? So your fib is now from here to there. All right, there's your double. I see the chat's going. Give me 1 second. There's your other entry. There's your stop loss right there. And TP would have hit our damn clears right there. All right, so what are you guys saying? I see it going here. How long have you been trading? 88.6. And what's the other one? So let me just undo all this. You get the idea, right? You get the idea of catching the high, figuring it out, playing the fib back and forth, setting your stop loss at the 10% of the overall move, and your 236 and your 61.8 extensions. And actually, if you think about it, your 61.8 hit right there. So I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 winning trades and 1 losing trade. So anyone who says they don't have a scalping strategy on the craziest markets in the world, I just showed you on a 3-minute chart, which is not much different than the 1-minute chart, is they're full of shit. So all the gurus who tell you can't trade NAS and US30 on a 1-minute chart are BS. I would just suggest that if you do this strategy, that you backtest the shit at it to make sure you know what you're doing, and also don't over leverage when you first start, And don't sit there and think you can do this for 8 hours a day, because your brain will get fried. You'll make mistakes. Okay. So if you're going to do something like that, do it for an hour or so, 2 hours, catch you some entries, catch you some trades, and get the hell out. All right. So with the fibs, I'll just leave this right here. You can see it. You know, go back and pause the video if you want. There it is right there. All right. I don't really give a shit about these internal 236, 38.2. I just have them on there so I can use them as reference. If the charts are matching those areas, it gives me more confidence that my fib's in the right place. All right. So I don't really care about those though. I just use them for extra. The 5618, again, is just for that same reason. I don't really take a lot of trades on those areas because your risk reward ratio is too great for me. I like to take trades at the 786 and the 886, because if you take a trade, let's just say you take a long at the 78.6 and you have your stop loss at the 1.1 and you do your TP at the 23.6, you're almost at a 2-to-1 trade right there. But if you get a double top, right, just a double top, you're at a almost a 3-to-1. If you catch an 88.6 entry, which is really NASDAQ and US30 like to live, now you're at a 4.5-to-1 trade. If you take it at the 236 or even earlier, you're at a 3-to-1 trade. So on NASDAQ and US30, I will take trades at the 88.6, right? And there's your 3-to-1 risk ratio, even if you don't hit a double top. There it is. And your extension to 236, which is just this guy right here on the flip side, and the 61.8, which is the magical fib number, right? That's Fibs 101. If you need more on that, you can go to Baby Pips, or I have a whole video on that. Check it out. It's called the best fib video you'll ever need. Watch it. Please. Like it. Please. Where are we at on Goldie? So Goldie is basically just a small bit of profit. 30 is screwing around. So on US 30, oh, excuse me, this is NASDAQ. Again, guys, so not only are we a Fibonacci trader, right? Not only do we look at the RSIs, we try to stack as many things we can. So knowing how the Fibonacci's work is super important, but also the Elliott waves and also the Wyckoff. All right, we had a push, we had a retracement, we have a push, we have a retracement, and now look, now we did not get a lower low, and now it's retracing. So I don't think this is going to give us a lower low. Now that I'm sitting here looking at it, right? So let's just delete all this Fibonacci shit in the middle. Let's clean these charts up a bit. Clean this one off. There's our change of character. Yeah, we see it. So really, if it's not going to give us this lower low, maybe it's going to give us this higher high. And again, this is kind of where my strategy comes into play, is we fib that move right there, top to bottom. There's liquidity when we want to get C taken, and here's our entry. So if we can enter up here at the 88.6 or maybe just a hair below it, our stop loss is then greatly reduced. And now our TP should at least be the double bottom, and we're in almost a 4-to-1 trade. But really, I'd like to see this come down and hit the majority of this order block down here. At least come down and hit these sell candles that are sitting right here. So that gives me more of a confidence of this going to take out this liquidity and this double and give us this area before it pushes. So with it not setting that, with it not breaking that, it's just leaving this here as liquidity to get taken out. So let's wait for a push up on NASDAQ. Hopefully the market open, and we'll sell this off. 3030 is doing the exact opposite. So we need to see it come down and break this zone. Again, we do not want to enter at liquidity. Right now, this is 100% liquidity. Wick, 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 all this stuff right here. This is just setting up. It's going to smash this. So when it does smash it, then we'll buy and come up and then take out these tops. All right. Gold. Again, we are risky on gold. We probably shouldn't have entered that trade, but it's all good. On a smaller time frame, though, I'm okay with it. We're not risking a lot. 1%, and it's the same deal. I see this as liquidity at this wick here, this consolidation area, and then you have this order block sitting right there. What I mean by order block, I mean this is the last bit of buy candles. This is the last area that led to the sell-off. It hasn't really came back up. So what it's doing is just coming back up and retesting this block that led to that sell. That's where the orders are put in. So let it come back up here, give us a little double top, little double tapper, and see if we can get this sell off. It did just break trend, giving me more confidence. And then I see this down here is this wick and these wicks, and basically this order block, these order blocks down here, I want to get taken out. So It's not the prettiest trade in the world, but I am willing to risk a percentage on it for this to come down and get taken out. For this stuff to get taken out. And then hopefully once this liquidity gets taken out here, it finds support in this buy zone, because then it would want to hold this order block in this area as the support and turn around. And if it does that, all right, we got to have this. We got to have these in our brain. This is why the proper planning plays out. I see this gigantic area up here with these wicks as the real liquidity. So if I can get this pushed down into here, I'm looking for 2064, 2068 area to get taken out. So let's just play it as it comes to us. But we have an overall plan. We see where liquidity is, and hopefully we're going to get in tune with the market and run where it wants to run to take out people's trades. The market is either in two phases. It's either in consolidation or it's in kill phase, where it's going to screw everyone. So what phase is it in right now? Right now it's kind of consolidating, but it needs to start killing. It needs to start taking out people's trades. And so that's what I think it's going to do. We come out to a higher time frame, and if you look, really what it's been doing on a higher time frame, it's just been consolidating, right? We could draw a square, or rectangle, excuse me, over this entire area. Okay? So if you were more like a day trader, more like a swing trader, you're going to wait for this market to do one of two things. Either it's going to push up and take out these people, in which case you would sell off, or vice versa. You're going to wait for it to come down and get out of this block, come down, take out all these people, and try to find an entry to swing this way back up here. So we're just in the middle. We're just kind of doing it on a smaller time frame because I'm an intraday trader. I want to get in, I want to get out, I want to find some pips, and I'm gone. And we leave runners in case one of those turns into a swing trade. So that's what we're doing. We're going to take this short down for it to clear this liquidity, and then we're going to leave a runner because you never know. This thing could sell way, way off. All right? This thing could come way down here to the, I highly doubt it's going to come down to the 1800s, being gold, and considering there's wars going on. Like, we also have to take that into consideration. And you have the BRICS, thing where they're using gold-backed currency. So I definitely see the value of the gold going up. So let's see if we can't get a sell off. That way the bigger banks and the big boys can put in their money down here at the 2020 range, maybe even a bit lower at the 2000 range. And then we catch a hell of a buy. We run that buy for the next 6 months. Just my opinion, guys. 15 users. What's up, all 15 people? Right now we got Colton and Chris and Mike and Talmagd and Wayne, Brett, Jonas. Thank you very much for stepping in and joining us today. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the chats. Remember, this is only for training, not financial advice. We're just taking a look at the markets and seeing if we can find an entry. So if you're just joining us on the Dirty 30, we're waiting for this liquidity zone to be broken on market open and see if we can't get into this buy zone, which is our Fibonacci. Yeah. So let's just look at NAS real quick, then we'll come back. We'll throw some sauce on that 30. Same thing on the NASDAQ. It's consolidating. So either it's going to break out and take, I don't want to say break out. Either it's going to take out this top liquidity, in which case we'll look for a sell to come down and take out the bottom liquidity, or it's going to take out the bottom and we look for a buy to take out the top. So we're just waiting because right now it's in a consolidation. And this is our no trade zone right inside here. All right, we're not messing around. We want to take the best trades. The best trades is short from up here or a buy from down here. So what up, Brett? Love that you are free to share your time and vision. Yeah, man, this is, you know what? I like teaching. I like, I probably should have been a math or a physics teacher, to be honest with you. I've always enjoyed math classes my whole life, and I love teaching. So for me, this is just like a form of mathematics with the Fibonacci's and whatnot. So I really get into it. And honestly, more I talk about it and the more that I explain the charts, it helps me when I do my trading because it keeps me out of over trading or taking bad positions because I'm literally talking myself through the trade. So there's a good video. It's called Shot. Joe Rogan did it with a guy named Shot IQ. He's a bow hunter and his son is like the best bow hunter in the world. But he explains the psychology of like shooting bows or snipers, whatnot, in their breathing process and their mental process before they pull the trigger. or and release the bow, whatnot. And it's the same sort of thing that I like to incorporate into trading, where I talk through it. I have a process. I have my brain in the right spot. So when I do push the trigger, it's a well-made decision. It's a very conscious decision that I'm making. And so being on the YouTube lives and talking through these things is my way of helping, making sure that I take the best trades. You guys heard me say it a million times. I don't want all the trades. I just want the best ones. And so talking through it and doing these videos helps me do that. Hopefully it helps you do it as well. Okay, so we were gonna put some sauce on 30, right? So I'm a Elliott wave. I like to use Elliott waves, but my favorite Elliott wave is the the second wave. So if this is kind of like the first wave right here, and what I mean by that is this pushes from here to there, and then it retraced, okay? So that's the first leg for me. Where would then the second leg be? Well, it'd be from this point, and it'd be from the low right there, okay? Actually, that's the lower low, but so it's still there. So what I like to do then is take that fib from there to there, that low point, and see where the TP lies. Look at this, guys. This shit is mathematics 101, Fibonacci 101. Clear as day, the TP is sitting right on the 88.6. Do not make this up. This happens over, and if you guys watch me trade, it happens over and over and over. These Fibonacci's line up like this. Now, I just did that. I did not pre-plan this, right? And so for me, on the first leg, the 61.8 is right in the middle of our buy zone. On the second leg, which is my favorite, the TP is right there on the 88.6. So guys, if we're going to take a buy, we need to have the patience to wait for it to come there. Now, maybe we pull the trigger a bit early. We don't want to miss a trade, no FOMO, but maybe we pull the trigger there, but we're only, it's only a couple pips extra risk, right? So I'm willing to pull the trade a little bit early, or I'm willing to pull the trade right here at this TP zone, anywhere in this zone. It all depends on what the RSI looks like. It all depends on the candle formations and whatnot. Go down to the 1 minute or the 3 minute chart and look for the RSI divergence, okay? But if you start to use these fibs, and you can start to stack them on top of each other, and man, it really starts to help. Yeah, Wayne, that's the podcast I told you about. And it's all about, what does he say? Here we go. Before he pulls the trigger, he says, here we go. I don't really have a quote unquote saying before I click the button on my mouse. Maybe I should incorporate one, but that's the idea of talking behind it and doing these things. I can verbalize it. I can, I'm being verbal, and it helps with my conscious, my psyche. So let's delete all this stuff. You guys get the idea of the Elliott wave. And so that would then, what the Elliott wave would then say is, bottom, we're going to get a retest. We're going to get a push up. I should have used this arrow. From here to there, then we're going to get a push up. Now look, if we get this retracement, look at this liquidity sitting right here, right? Look at this top and this top, okay? It's going to break that liquidity. There's that last buy candle. It's a virgin buy candle, and then it needs to sell off. Okay, guys? So if you wanted to be a scalper and you're just absolutely itching for a trade, then take that trade. It's not a wrong decision. I'm just not taking it because I want the best trades, right? That is a little bit risky because it's on a smaller time frame. But really, look at this double top right there. That's liquidity. You have this virgin buy candle that hasn't been touched. And then if we draw the fib from top to bottom, all right, look at it. Look at where that virgin buy candle is, right at the beginning of our 78.6. So if you really wanted to, take that 78.6 sell right there. Your stop loss is right there. And now your TP is going to be, down here into this buy zone, somewhere in here. And right there, that's a 4-to-1 trade. All right. It's not a wrong decision. It's not a bad decision. I would just like to see this liquidity get taken out, and then we buy a little bit higher. All right. I'm just being a little safer. I don't want all the trades. I just want the best trades. That's not a bad trade. I mean, don't get me wrong. That's a pretty good trade. And considering how far away it is, we could very easily get a market open and get that push real quick into that area and then sell off. Very, very, very possible. Unfortunately, we've got 23 minutes left. It's the only bad thing about starting the stream at 7:20 in the morning. You got an hour and 10 minutes to wait for the market open. But I like to trade at 7:20 in the morning. So what can I say? 15 people. What up, all 15 people? Thank you very much for stopping in. Please drop your name in the chat so I can see who's in here with us. NASDAQ is just screwing around. Goldie, we took this gold trade here right before it broke. And so now we're in profit on Goldie. I'm all about that. Let's go, Goldie. If gold, now let's think about fundamentals. If gold sells off, you would think that NASDAQ and 30 would buy up. That sells off, this was going to be buy up, which is in the liquidity zone. So I'm not willing to take a trade. I'm not willing to enter at a liquidity zone. I want to see liquidity get broken first, okay? So perhaps this is where 30 buys up. But on market open, if we think overall the 30 is going to buy up, on market open, we could very well get one of these and go. Okay, we don't know yet, but we'll have to wait. What the hell's going on here? I don't know what my computer's doing. Anyways. What up, Fausto? What's up, buddy? So there it is. I'd like to take this time to call out Fausto for not joining in our challenge. He said he was all about it, but I don't see you in the chat there, buddy. I'm not in a gold buy. I was in a gold sell, and I just did it this morning when I first logged on. I'm selling right there. Yeah, I was from this morning, like when I first logged on this morning. I was actually a few minutes late taking it. I was actually looking at it right up here, and I didn't pull the trigger because I was setting up the YouTube, whatever, so I'm a little late on that. And the gold buy, I didn't buy gold yesterday. I've been just steady waiting for a sell. So yesterday I didn't take any trades, waiting for the proper setup. There wasn't really anything to do yesterday. So we can delete a little bit of this jazz in here, clean this chart up a bit. But that's our buy. So on our buy, excuse me, on our sell, you got me saying buy. On our sell, we're looking for at least for this to be taken out, this liquidity. So perhaps we start to shave off some profit right here at the 2025 area, which is also quarter point, guys. We don't talk about that enough. On gold, my boy Stefano, if he was to hear me talk about gold and not mention quarter point, he would fucking wring my neck. Guys, gold loves quarter points, okay? 2025, 2050, 2075, you get the idea. When you get into smaller time frames, the same thing on like 20,000, 2020.75, 2020.5, whatever, right? The smaller time frames you can go, but it likes to hit those quarter points. And while I'm on here, I don't think he's on here, but shout out to my boy Stefano. He's one of the nastiest gold traders I know. Dak Days, your boy Austin Collins. He's also a fucking miracle worker when it comes to gold. And on my dot card is a link to Stefano's Telegram. So since we're just killing some time here, I'll show you guys the actually I can't show you unless I minimize this. I was going to show you the dot card real quick, and it has a link to Stefano's free Telegram. It's free, guys. Go to the dot card. If you see me posting my dot card when you come here, this is what it looks like. Preview. So this is what you'll see. And you have the YouTube. We're on now. You'll have my Twitter, my Gram, the funded account that I used, the trader that I'm using right now, the broker that I'm using now, a couple of free Discords, and Stefano's Badass Trade Talk. It's his Telegram. So since we're talking about his Telegram real quick, he's one of my mentors, probably besides Andy Peters, been like my longest time coach. And we'll come on here and we'll go to Badass Trade Talk. So you'll see there's like 853 members in here, and it's a free Telegram, and he just sauces it up in here all day long with all these guys. So if you're a new trader and you want to get into a group for free and you want to see what other people are doing and what they're doing and looking at their charts, you can definitely do that. It's in here. I'm not super active on this. I'm actually not active really at all because I'm doing my thing on YouTube and with the Discords, but I wanted to make that option available to you guys if you wanted to come here and do that. And then there's Stefano right here. He's my homeboy. We go back and forth. And yeah. He's a good trader. He's a fucking good gold trader for sure. 30-30. We're waiting for this break, and Nasdaq. Honestly, I think Nasdaq is going to come up first and give us one more push on this wave before it sells off. Nasdaq is being riskier by the moment because maybe it's going to set all-time highs. So I'm not a big fan of trying to catch the bull by the horns, and that's what we're going to try to do today. So we are going to risk 1% on that, but it is what it is. If we do catch the bull by the horns and we do get a solid sell-off, it could be one of those situations where you hold it for a really long time. Not saying full TP, but at least your runner, because there's a lot of ground to make up. You never know when you're going to catch the top. I don't suggest trying to catch the top that often. I know Andy Peters told me one time he makes a living off of counter trend trading. Good for him. But for most people, I would suggest trading with the trend. In this situation, if 30 buys off and we catch a buy, if it sells off and we catch a buy, we'll be trading with the trend, which I much rather prefer than in this situation with NASDAQ. We're trying to catch a short in a very, very bullish market. It could win, but we should also be taking our profits when they come to us, and then let the runners do their deal. Yeah, that's just my own advice. That's not financial advice. It's just me personally. So there we go. There's our gold selling off just like we wanted. Let's check on EJ real quick. We took an EJ trade yesterday, and we are still in good profit on EJ. Now, we are getting to an area where we might find some sort of retracement, because if you look right there, there is like a support resistance area. Also, what I like to think of this as an order block. This is the last area that happened. This would then be your fake out, or Wyckoff would call it your spring. Go, break, right through, and maybe this is your retest and go. So there is a chance now, according to Wyckoff, that this is just retesting this support resistance area before it shoots off. And what I mean by that, if you look at this spring right here, this would be the order block or the consolidation area. That would be your spring. That's what this is. You look right here, consolidation, dip down, which is your spring, take out all your stops, break with strength, pops above, retest, and go. So if you see that, that Wyckoff, basically what this is doing, right? Consolidation, spring, break, retest, go. So that is 100% Wyckoff, but we're in shorts because on the overall bigger picture, I think that we could see a sell-off. And for the risk-reward ratio, I'm willing to take that. So if we come back out to the daily, all right, on the daily, I'm willing to take that percentage of loss for the TP, which should be down here before I think we're about to buy up. So that's a 9-to-1 trade, 8.46 to 1. I want to take that all day long. So, but on an internal structure, on the very, very small time frames, the Wyckoff is saying it might buy back up. But I don't care about that. It is what it is. What up, 15 people? Okay there, Fausto. I see what you're saying, buddy. Okay, here we go. Let's get back into it. 16, we got 14 minutes, guys. 14 more minutes till market open. Look at this gold, baby. Come on. Sell off. Nice little profit on gold. I should get my broker open because I closed my broker down a minute ago. And if I'm going to take a trade, I should probably have my broker open. So I'll click the wrong button here. Okay, so my broker is open now. That's NASDAQ where I had that sell limit. So I do have a sell limit set on NASDAQ. So as I'm checking my broker now, I'm looking at NASDAQ. I do have a sell limit set just between the 78 and the 88.6. So my sell limit is sitting right there. Obviously, my stop loss is up here. So I'm willing to take that, and let's just see. That I should probably be risking more than that. That's not enough. Well, we'll count that as a initial entry, and then maybe I'll double down on that. Got to do the percentages in my head. I don't have anything set on 30-30 right now, and we're in sells on Goldie. Excuse me. And on Goldie, we're already in sales, and you can see the stop loss is right there at the 10% of the overall move. So we're in a little bit of profit there. Yeah, so we're in profit on EJ and Goldie. We're good with that. So the NAS set up. I'm going to put my broker on 30 in case I've got to switch to it real quick and take a 30 trade. 13 people, thank you guys for stopping by. We're waiting for market to open. We like to trade before news. Like to be in the trades or looking at the market before news drops, which is about 45 minutes ago. And we didn't get shit. News was not exciting today. News was virtually nothing yesterday. Continuously hydrating. Just keep that brain lubed up. I think the best trade today really is this right here. Is really this dip on 30 and go. Let's see if we can catch a dip and go. As a matter of fact, since I think that, and it could be a quick wick and go, I'm just going to set a limit right now on 30. Let's just set a limit. That looks good enough. Buy limit. Just above the 88.6 in case it wants to get sneaky and not give us a good entry. And then I'm going to call out a random stop loss, but I'm going to adjust it according to my fib. So my random stop loss now is going to be, let's say 38,794, 38,794. But I'm going to adjust that. My stop loss now is 38,778, it looks like. And we'll leave the TP open for now. And again, that is just a hair over 1% of risk. Is like 1.3%, which I'm good with. And the NASDAQ trade is not even a percent. The NASDAQ trade is way under leveraged. So I'll need to up that NASDAQ trade. So we'll play that one manually as well. We'll have one entry, but you know what? I'm gonna set an alarm on that one. Trading or alert. So if that gets wicked in, it'll give me an alert. I can go back over there and double in on that entry as we play it. We're already in gold and we're already in EJ. EJ looks nice. I mean, we're up some pips on EJ. We are up, I don't know, 52 pips in EJ over the night. Not too bad. I'll take 50 pips on a day trade in 24 hours. Yeah, I'm not super excited about the NASDAQ, but it makes sense. I mean, takes out this liquidity, holds that as resistance, and then shoots off. Let's just hope. But if it does that, I'm not sure what 30 is going to do. Is 30 going to push up too? I hope. I don't know. Maybe it comes down and takes this liquidity and then shoots off. So since we're only really looking at these two, let's just do this screen right here. Then we can manage these both at once. This is the joy of having the non-free, the paid TradingView account. When you pay for TradingView, I'm not sure if you guys pay for yours, but you get other indicators like this volume profile. So I like to use this sometimes. I don't use it a whole hell of a lot, but it shows you where all the trades are. And as you move the chart in and out, that red line will be the high mark. So this is buys and sells. I believe the buys are in blue, the sells are in yellow. And it shows you where all the volume is. So if you're looking to see like, hey, where does the market need to go? We can come back out to let's say a 2 hour, and then we could scale this chart. We could scale this chart and look where all the volume is, right? The volume's down here. So if we're trying to figure out a bias on where because the market wants to target where all the liquidity is. It wants to target the trades. So is there anything above here? Obviously not, because this is all-time high. There's literally nothing up here. There's no more trades to be had. But there's a shit ton down here. So at some point, this has got to run out of steam and at least give us a retracement down to here. I'm not saying it's going to come all the way down to there, but I mean, look where this one's at, right? 38,698, 38,689, excuse me. That's damn near here. So with all this volume sitting here, it's not inconceivable that we catch a short and we take that short down to here, which is also which I have marked up as a 4-hour support resistance zone, which we did yesterday. You guys were on the chat yesterday. We broke out the line chart and we found a support and resistance zone. I could probably delete this liquidity zone there. But anyways, And that makes sense. This is where the support resistance is. This is where a high volume area is. So if you pay for TradingView, it's going to give you other indicators like that. And so it just helps with your bias. I don't necessarily quote unquote trade off of that, but when I'm looking to see where the market wants to go to take out liquidity and look, I mean, it's a helpful tool. You have the smart money concepts on here as well, and this will help you with previous daily highs, the weekly high. It'll show you break of structures. It'll show you change of characters. It'll show you fair value gaps. This right here is a fair value gap. Okay, fair value gap, fair value gap, and it marks these things off for you. The red one here is probably a sell fair value gap. This is a buy fair value gap, different colors. All right, it marks off equal highs and lows. So let's just do that. Let's close this. Not close it. Let's just come to US30. Okay, and let's explain the smart money concepts. Lux algo. Okay, look, equal highs, change of character, break of structure, weekly high, previous daily high. Right, it's showing you all these things to help you. Look, here's a fair value gap, fair value gap, fair value gap. All right. So if you come in here and say, hey, look, there's a change of character, it's letting you know that this internal structure broke for sells. Right. And if you're a 15-minute trader and you're a Andy Peters protege, you could have drawn that trend line. Oh shit, look, it broke trend line and it's change of character. Let's take that sell and you'd be in profit. I'm not saying, I mean, if that's your strategy, that's your strategy. It's not my strategy. But I'm just showing you how that can help. All right. And this is a break of structure. Now this one right here is a break of structure right there. Because if you look, this is all bears. Sell, 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 sell. There's the high. There's the higher low, and there it broke. So now this is telling you, hey, it's a break of structure. Now we can start buying up. Now, if you wanted to use that information and start breaking out your fibs and the scalping, like I was telling you, you could cut a cost some trades. Now, what happens? Change of character, right? It broke that trend line. It broke that line. It hasn't quote unquote broke structure yet because the structure is down here. So I'm guessing that when it breaks this, then it will draw a line and say BOS, break of structure. Right now, it's telling you that's a strong low. It's a very small font, I understand, but it's telling you that that is a strong low because it's got a triple bottom. Like that's a good support area. For me, I think that's going to get broken because that's liquidity. But the point was just showing you the smart algo concepts and how you can come in here and set this up to show you things that you want. It does other things. I also, let's come back out to the 1 hour. I used to always love to use the sessions as well. Again, you can mark this up and you could, customize this right here. But this sessions will tell you, oh, this is London, this is Tokyo, this is New York, whatever. And I used to find, when I used to trade NASDAQ solely, that the sessions would repeat. Like this low would come back and get retested. So it's kind of hard for me to explain the way I was doing that, but I would notice that the top of the session when I had it in New York would be the top that it would come back and retest later. You see how that kind of works out? The top here would end up being the bottom here, but it's going to come back up. And so I would mark off these lines where the tops and bottoms were, especially if they overlapped right there, and knowing that, oh, that's going to come back and get hit again. So it's a whole nother topic, a whole nother conversation, a whole nother video. But you could use sessions, or if for some reason you want to see what it did in London, or you want to just have what New York did the day before, you could come in here and mark that off and change the times, the colors, and whatnot to help you. I don't really fuck with the EMAs too much. They're just on there for the hell of it. So there's a little extra sauce for today's call. There's your smart money concepts and your vertical volume profile. Goldie's pushing back up. It's all good. Market in 3 minutes. Let's go. Market open. 17 viewers. Thank you guys for all 17 of you. I appreciate you stopping in. Right now, if you're new to the YouTube world, my YouTube world, thank you guys very much. I do appreciate it. Primarily, we're trading NASDAQ 30 and gold. We did enter a swing trade on EJ yesterday, and we're in profit on that. But for me, the way I like to trade is I like to mark off liquidity zones. I like to see where we've got double bottoms, triple bottoms. And I like to use those as targets for the market needs to go. So if the market needs to break through these areas to grab liquidity, I like to find a position on the other side. I use my Fibonacci's. I like to line the Fibonacci's up with structure. And then once it breaks through the liquidity, I like to find the opposite direction. So in this situation, it's a buy. So once US30, this market opens and hopefully it comes down, we'll find a buy. And then the same thing on the flip side, this double top is the liquidity that needs to get taken out. So I'd like to take a buy, hold that all the way until we get up into here. Now I realize we have a sell thing on there. Let's delete that. So that's how we're playing US30 today. We're looking for a sell-off into an area, in which case we're going to confirm our entries with RSI, divergence, things of this nature, and for us to buy up to at least this double top right there. That's going to be the target, and leave runners because it could set an all-time high. On NASDAQ, basically the same thing. Now, since it's already high, I don't really anticipate it coming all the way down here. It could, but before it has enough power to do that, I think on NASDAQ, we need to see a peak up. Let's clear out this liquidity here. Let's get into this area and find a sell, and now we could come down and clear out this bottom liquidity right there. So our TP1 will at least be these bottoms, which is right there. We leave a runner to keep on going and doing its thing. On Goldie, we've already entered a sell. This is not the prettiest trade in the world, but I did see this first leg, second leg, and this was liquidity for me sitting right here. The market came back up, took out that liquidity, and I wanted it to hold this as a swing marker. So I fibbed that right there, bottom or top to bottom. This is in the sell zone that we continuously talk about. It's 886.78.6 is right there. So I took the trade, and it also broke trend line, give me a little more confirmation. And we want to take this down to at least this TP, which is 2025. And then at which case we leave runners, and perhaps we start looking for entries on the buy side. News is in 1 minute. Oh, excuse me. I keep saying news, but I mean market open. Okay, sorry about that, Wayne. News has already dropped. I mean market open. 1 minute. There's market open now. So let's see what the dirtiest 30 is going to do. I feel better about the 30 trade than I do NASDAQ. Okay, so let's just go to this screen here. We need to watch both of them. So NAS is selling off, and this is selling up, which is completely okay. I don't mind that because NASDAQ might not give us the entry. Well, 30 does. So this is the reason why I look at 3 different charts. I look at 30, NAS, and gold, because hopefully in a day, one of those will give me an entry. Yesterday, none of them gave us an entry. We were patient. The podcast he's talking about is one Joe Rogan, and it's the Shot IQ guy. You'd have to go on the internet. I forget his name. Maybe Wayne remembers his name, but he did it maybe like 2 weeks ago, and it's just talking about the mental, like having your mental on point. He trains snipers and he trains archers and all this stuff. So he's talking about getting your routine down. He's talking about getting your mental down. And making very conscious decisions and having a routine and breathing, so that way in his world, when you take the shot, you're taking the best shot, the most conscious shot you can take. And I like to incorporate that into trading and being at the height of our mental awareness and preparation, so that when we do take the trades, we're taking the best trades and we're not just haphazardly ending. And for us guys, if you know, for those new people in here, we have a small group, and for us to be able to trade the next day, we have to have certain things that we have done. And if we don't do those things, then we don't trade the next day, and we're keeping each other accountable. For us, it's a nightly routine. Every night, we have to mark up the charts that night. So in agent session, we're making a plan A and plan B. If the market does this, we're going to react this way. So in the morning, when we wake up, we see what happened overnight. We're not surprised. We already know it's either going to go up or down, and we have a plan for either one of those. On all the charts that we're going to trade, we have a plan. We log in our journal. The things that we log in our journal is, how could I have made more money today? How could I have lost less money today? What good habits did I have today that made me a better trader? What bad habits did I do today? Maybe I need to get rid of those bad habits or get better at not doing those things. And then what habits do I want to implement to make me a better trader? AKA better person, better trader, whatnot. So we log those things in our book, right? And we recap what today? What's the best decision I made today? And we log those at nighttime. So now at nighttime, we get good sleep. We go to bed at a normal time. We're not drinking. We're not partying. We're logging. We're preparing ourselves on the charts, and we're hydrating. If we don't do those, we don't trade the next day. We wake up the next day. What's the first thing we do? We wake up, we drink water, we pet our dogs, we do whatever, okay? We meditate, we pray, and then we log in our book what we're grateful for. And today, for me, it's today the mental. Today, I am going to be better. I'm going to be patient. I'm going to be successful. I'm going to reach my goals. We log these things in our book. We like to think about stressful situations. Let's think about the trade. What's going to happen if I'm in good profit today? What's going to happen if I'm in drawdown? Imagine yourself being in drawdown. The last time you took a trade and you lost. That anger and that frustration. Think about that. Now think about dealing with it. So your brain is getting now more prepared to deal with these situations, so you're not so emotional. You're learning to deal with your emotions. The best way to do that is to visualize it and doing it that way as opposed to doing it real time and actually getting your ass kicked. So if we do all those things, now we're allowed to trade the next day. We do not have a trading quote unquote pass unless we've done the nightly work and we've done the morning work and we've had good sleep, we've had our hydration, and our mental is prepared. Once we do all those things, then we could trade. And so that's what our little group is all about. Fausto's saying he's been working too much to join in, but we're still waiting for him. And it is what it is. And here's the deal, guys. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people think they can just show up to the charts and roll out of bed and start taking trades. It's not the way it works. We're going up against the best people in the world. You're going up against MIT students and algorithms and fucking AI. You know what I'm saying? You got to have your game tight. And if you can't prepare the night before, you can't get a good night's sleep, and you can't meditate and get your brain right, then good luck. You're going to get your ass kicked. Joel Turner. There you go, buddy. All right, guys. Let's get ready for this US30 entry. Here it is. All right. It's hitting its TP on our 1 hour, almost to the oversold. All right. On the 30, of course, the fucking RSI. Okay, so let's go down to the 5 minute. We're going to see if we can't catch this on a 5. So it's doing exactly what we want, guys. It's coming down to exactly where we want. We have our 78.6 or 88.6 marked off. Okay, we're severely oversold now. So let's see. Let's actually just go to a 3 minute, and we're going to be patient and see if we can't catch some sort of divergent. I don't know why my computer is going so fucking slow right now. What's gold doing real quick? Okay, gold's pushing back up. That's not a big deal because gold could very easily sell. Now, here's the thing, guys. What I don't like is when it's this fucking aggressive. Okay, it's all good. It's all good, right? The price is getting lower. We're severely oversold. We're going to be patient on this one because I really want to see a 3-touch on the divergence, right? So it's going to pull back a little bit. It's going to come down. It's going to pull back a little bit. It's going to come down, and that's where we're going to pop, right? Let's wait for this. There's our pullback right now, right? Let's wait for this. At the same time, if you look at the RSI, all right, guys, it's going to come back. It's going to come back to oversold. It's going to come back. It's going to touch, and then it's going to go. Okay, so that's what we're waiting for. We're going to wait for this divergent on the RSI. Maybe we don't get all 3 touches, but let's at least get 2, and let's get it into our zone. This is the strategy playing out in front of your face. So hopefully this works out for us. We're on YouTube Live, and this is the patient game now, guys. All right, we want to see some sort of divergent. We want to see this momentum slow down, and we want to see some buyers step in. We could just take a trade now, and it'd be a little bit more risky because the thing can just keep fucking melting. You know, you guys know very well that US30 is known for that. So if we're just a little bit more patient, let's wait and see if buyers start to step in, and then we'll take a more educated, a better decision, a better trade. Okay, gold real quick. Gold's starting to sell back off. Let's that fucker sell off. And then we'll look at NASDAQ while we're waiting. NASDAQ is just in no man's fucking land doing nothing as anticipated. All right, guys, so here's the trade for today. Here's the trade for the day. Here we go. It keeps coming down, which is cool. We're going to be patient. It's live, so YouTube saves it under the live deals. Yeah, YouTube saves us. Okay, guys, so this is why we're being patient, not popping early, because things still selling off. We're on the 3-minute chart. So we're going to try to catch a US30 trade on the 3-minute chart. There's really no need to go to the 1-minute chart. I mean, we could go to it, but let's just stay on the 3-minute and let's wait for this. Let's wait for some divergence here. This is where the mental preparation, the day before, the night before, because this is like, as you can fucking imagine, high stress, right? My heart's fucking beating right now. We're super close to an entry. So in the morning time, when I do my mental preparation, I have to visualize this. I have to visualize that fucking hand sweating, hairs in the back of my neck, standing up. I have to visualize what I'm going to do in return, which is what I'm doing now, which is being patient. You visualize this, visualize the stress, and then visualize yourself dealing with it appropriately. So that way, when the situation happens, we're in a better mental state. That's why I haven't entered yet. All right, it hasn't given us diversion yet. It hasn't given us like a double bottom yet. It's still just selling off. And so this is because of my mental preparation before this happens. Now, saying that, we could miss this trade. It could buy up from here and we're fucking gone. But guess what, guys? We don't have any FOMO because it doesn't really fucking matter. If we miss the trade because it buys off, at least we didn't get into a bad trade. There is no FOMO. I'm not worried about missing it. All right. So as you can see now, we're getting some candles that are starting to slow down. This momentum is starting to slow down. All right. Look at that little candle, little doji almost. Okay. Let's see. Let's just be a little more patient and wait for this thing just to trickle down. With this much, I remember someone who I don't mention his name said one time that this thing is a train. It's got to slow down. The train just doesn't stop on a dime sometimes. So let's just see if we can get a little slowdown here and another touch. So this is okay. It's not leaving yet, guys. And if it does leave, then fuck, it is what it is. That is a fucking perfect touch on the 78.6, though, I'm not going to lie. Look at that. Right on the fucking dot. Right on the 78.6. Actually, the 78.6 could be right there. So I'm not going to get it FOMO yet because we didn't take the trade. Not yet. You know how you get rid of FOMO? I'll show you how to get rid of FOMO. Is you take a half entry. We'll just tap this down just a bit. We're on US30. Now see, on this fib that I have, it's not even on the fucking 78.6. So where did I draw that at? Right there. Right there and right there. It's on the 78.6. So I'm just going to be a little more patient. I'm about ready to pop a half an entry. So let's just do that. I'm going to take it half an entry now. And my TP is the double top. All right. If that hits, it's like up 3%. All right. And on the flip side, I'm risking 1% less, or 1.5%. All right. So there's the entry right there. I just took a half entry. I have one more sitting down below, down here. So our first entry is right about here. It's starting to show some sort of buying pressure. So we'll take a smaller entry now, and I do have a bigger bullet sitting down below if need be. My TP is going to be up here, clearing out all this BS. All right, I'm TPing a double top up there. Okay, we're getting the doji candles, which is cool because it's indecision. The buyers are starting to step in. Okay, buyers are starting to step in. Now, it hasn't left the market. See, if it's going to leave, then let it leave, and we're in a position. That's okay, right? We want to see a V shape, and we'll know liquidity has truly been taken, which could happen. This could take it. That's why we took a half entry, right? Or we could get this other trickle, and in which case we'll pop our third bullet. So now we've completely eliminated FOMO because we took a half an entry, guys. And, we're okay with taking that additional risk on the stop loss, which is way the hell down here, because we didn't take a full position. So we're not like stressed. We're not stressed because we didn't take we're in, right? And B, we're not stressed because we didn't take a full position because of a larger stop loss. So we got in a bit early, but honestly, it did wick that 78.6 perfectly, right? And if we look at this, look at where that candle is. Come on, fucker. Look at that sell candle sitting right there. All right? So I'm not saying we're safe, but if we look at this 15-minute, let's just delete this. 15 minutes gives us a nice wick off. The 1 hour will be doing the exact same thing, wick off and push. So we'll stay down on the 3-minute, and we'll come back in, and we'll monitor this. Let's just see what Goldie's doing. Goldie should be sinking. There we go. Perfect. NASDAQ is also sinking, which is no big deal because it's still in fucking no man's land. All right, so we're not even worried about NASDAQ right now. We are worried, however, about 30. And also, look, on that second leg, there's the 23.6 extension. If this closes above the 23.6 extension, then it's even better. It depends on what time frame you look at, but we're all good. We're all good here. All right, let me close down. I don't want to say close broker. Let me minimize my broker. See if you guys. So nothing in the chat, guys. We just took a live trade, and there's nothing in the chat. I know there's a slight bit of delay. Maybe I can figure out how to take this delay off a little bit so you guys can maybe catch a better entry. But I typed in I'm in buys just in case you guys. All right. So that's it. That's that. We're not worried about that. We're in gold sales. Gold sales were called this morning. So the Goldie, this is the 30. Don't start saying we're killing it yet. We're not fucking. We haven't hit TP yet. Don't start that shit. Here we go. So our gold is in profit. Gold sells off. 30 should buy up. And let's see if we can get this to buy up. We're not in the clear yet, just because it's still open. There is a lot of momentum, and we could get this divergent 3 push. So it's like, we took that first entry knowing that there could be another entry here. But I mean, look at that. The buyers are stepping in, which we anticipated, because really at the very onset of this, we said we needed to have the 3 push, right? And so therefore we need a tracement, and we need a new lower low, a tracement new lower low. So, I mean, we're not in the clear by any means, because this could very well just do this, right? And do this, and then go. So it's all good. We did catch an entry. We took a half entry, no FOMO. Hey, man, we're good. So now let's just sit back and let this thing do its deal. I can hear my wife in the background. Are you guys out there? What? Dada. You about to go to school?
Yeah, come on. Take
All right. I'm back. I had to kiss the daughter goodbye before she went to school. Part of being a family man. So, I mean, look, dude, if this thing pushes, I'm cool with that. You sit back and say, shit, I should have taken a better position. It was on the 78.6, but really NASDAQ and 30 like the 88.6. So if I'm going to take a full position, let's do it on the 88.6. But this is cool. I mean, either it's going to leave or it's going to do this little deal and then hopefully push up. But let's just review the reason why we took this trade real quick. All right. We had our fib from the area where it pushed off, right? It pushed off from this area. That's the bottom, and then it went to town. Okay. We had this doesn't sound right. We had the second leg extension for the third leg right into our zone. We had this fib zone. We had a couple things going on. We had liquidity get taken out, and we thought that would be it. We thought that was our spot. So our zone was actually here. So reason why, okay, now people might be asking, why the hell did you draw your fib right there? Okay, so let's do this. The reason why I drew my fib there is if we kind of come in a little bit, this is going to get convoluted with all these fibs and all this shit that I have everywhere. So let's just delete this a little bit. Delete this one, and we can make this smaller. Delete this, and we can delete that. Okay, so really, I see the 236. You know, it has some consolidation here. The 38.2, see the bottom or the top, the bottom. It's kind of top right there, right here. It kind of matches up, right? The 50%, look, candles closing above it. 50 touch, right? The 61.8 was not quite there, but it's in this zone. Like it kind of lines up right there. So if I put my fib from here, which is a very strong engulfing bull candle, bull. You got like 5 or 6 bull candles right there. That's the beginning of the move. There's the last sell candle, and then boom, that bull took off. So if I put my fib at the bottom there, all of these other areas start to line up, okay? And therefore, that gave me this area, the 786, 88.6. Now, if you watch my fib video, that's not in my fib video because that's not something that I would suggest newer people who are just learning how to do fibs start drawing their fibs. That's I don't want to say next level shit, but that's like getting a little deeper into things. Okay, so here we are. Again, it hasn't left the market. It hasn't left the station, which is telling me that this is not done. This is telling me this is going to go lower. If this was liquidity, it would have gone. And with a strong sell off like that, this train needs a little bit of time to slow down. So I'm expecting this 3-touch divergence to start forming. So we're not in the clear. It's all good. Gold should hopefully be selling off. Gold's fucking around. Okay. It's all good. The market needs to figure out what it wants to do. And this is consolidating here. So again, this isn't the bottom. This is going to come down because it's doing this. If it was true liquidity, it would have left already. So it's okay. We have one more position sitting down below for a better entry. It's all good. 19 people. Thank you all 19 people for stopping by. Again, I think I said it earlier. Oh, Cody Hannes is in here. What's up, my boy? I didn't know you were in here. I just not seen your name. So yeah, we had Colton, we had Chris, we had Mitch, Talmeg, we had Wayne, Brett, Jonas, my boy Cody Hannes. Who else in here? Fausto's in here. Ed's in here. We got a doctor in here. What up, doctor? Yeah, it's going to be on the live. So yeah, we're all good. Thank you guys for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Please like, please share, all that good stuff to help me grow the channel. Basically what I'm doing, guys, is just I come on here every night. I post a market outlook video in which we formulate our plans for the next day. We have a plan A, we have a plan B. If the market does this, we do that, right? So when we wake up in the morning, we're not surprised and we play our plan. We don't want to wake up in the morning fresh, think we're going to mark up the charts and we're just going to start trading. We need to have a plan. We need to sleep on it, and then we need to come back the next day and then execute the plan. So we have a plan A and a plan B, and today's plan A was to buy. If this sold off and took out liquidity, it was to buy. We had to find a good spot for us to buy, and which we did. So we took a half entry here just to get rid of any sort of FOMO, and if we wanted to leave the market, then we're at least in a position. We looked at where liquidity was sitting, which is all these bottoms right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we knew that the market was going to take this out. It just did that. Now we're hoping to find where the market is going to turn around because the next set of liquidity that needs to get taken out is right here. Okay. So we can, if you want, we can extend this out this way. And that's where our TP1 is going to be. We need to have the nuts to hold that TP up there, guys. We don't want to close too early. Okay, do what y'all want to do. I'm not going to tell you where to take TP. This is not financial advice. This is just for training. So you do what you got to do. What up, Juan? Juan's in here. Mr. South Africa in the house. Cody Hannes. Cody Hannes is in here. My boy from Bangkok. as he likes to call himself, the degenerate Deegan. Coming live from Bangkok, all the way. It's good to have you in here, Cody, man. I hope you're doing good, my friend. And then, you have any sauce to put on your fucking dude? Cody Honus is like a NFT crypto sensei, and he's gonna talk. Man, he goes off on hours about fucking. Okay, so the new thing is, I think Solana's ecosystem of NFTs was the last cycle. He's all about Bitcoin NFTs, and he can explain it way better than I can. But they're all into the Bitcoin NFTs, and that's going to be what's big this cycle. And that's about all the information I got from Cody, because he starts going off on fucking crazy shit and he loses me. Cody's a friend that's got about 15 cell phones sitting on his windowsill and using them for nodes. If you know what the fuck that means, congratulations. He loses me. Anyways, here we go. I'm not mad that US30 is doing this. Like, it's finding this support right here. I was thinking that it would maybe come down a little bit lower, but if it doesn't come down lower, I mean, it is what it is. Let's look at the 1 minute. And, I mean, just look at that. So, I mean, if you're a scalper, I mean, there's trades right there. This is where my buddy Austin Collins would come in here on the 32nd and start scalping the shit out of this. I'm not going to do that. But look, there's our push off. It broke that little fib, I mean, the little candle, gave us a high, came back into our buy zone, did not give us a lower low. So we'll really know if this is the bottom if this breaks now. So if this breaks this top fib, right, not fib, but if it breaks this top candle right here, then this thing is going to push up. So it all depends on if it breaks this bottom or if it breaks this low. So what's it going to do? Is it going to break this low? We'll see. But if it doesn't break this low, we might... that might be our chance to get in. Look, we were saying we wanted a 3 touch. There's 1, there's 2, but it's not divergent. It's not divergent. So this is up to you guys if you want to pop that other entry. This might be the case right now because it doesn't look like it's going to break this. We'll know more after it breaks this high right here. Whichever one it breaks first is what we're going to wait. If it breaks this high, then we have confidence it's going to keep going. If it breaks this low, then we're going to wait for the divergence. This is how, guys, this is how you can come down on the 1 minute chart on US30 when it's volatile and look for entries. People say it cannot be done, but you're watching it live right now. I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm not, going around with my chest popped out saying anything. It's just know that you can come down to the 1 minute and start to analyze these things, and it can be done. I do not suggest this for a new person by any means. If you were a seasoned US30 trader, you basically saw how I did it. I started from the higher time frame and got a vision of what I wanted the market to do, and then I waited for it to come into my area. You don't want to do this in the middle of no man's land. You don't want to do this in the middle of consolidation where it's just going to bullshit you. All right? That's not the key for success. And, I'll say this out there too. A lot of times, and I learned this from Austin, the market will like to come up and let's say it comes down. It'll retrace to like the 50. Then it'll come to the 236. Then it'll come to the 886. And then it'll shoot off, right? It loves to do that sort of movement. So this just came up. It did come down a little bit deeper, but this was the 50, the 236, the 886, and now this, let's see if this will pop off. So basically what I just showed you right there, it could be this. Let's expand it a little bit so we can see better. So this is the a Fibonacci that it loves to do this. Comes up, comes to the 50, which would be like in this area, perhaps this 618 right here, 236, 886, and then sets the high. It loves to do that. So let's see if what I'm saying is true or if I'm just full of shit. Thank you guys for all 19 people y'all being in here. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to build the viewers. What's Goldie doing while we're waiting for US30 to screw around? All right, so we're still in profit on Goldie, but it's consolidating as well. NASDAQ is still in no man's land, no big deal. So let's just get back on 30. We'll keep really our focus needs to be on 30 because we're already in the gold trade, and NASDAQ is too far away from anything to matter. So let's just keep it here. Live trading US30 on the 1 minute chart. Let me know in the chats if y'all know another person on the internet doing this for free. Y'all just let me know because I'm just curious. Perhaps there's another guru out there who thinks he's a badass zone-to-zone trader, and he's not very good. My personal opinion. Not mentioning any names. All right, so let's see if we can get this divergence. So let's zoom out just a little bit so we can see the RSI better. Okay. So it really depends, like I said earlier, it really depends on which ones of these are going to get broken. Is this low going to get broken or is this high going to get broken? I can't believe that it's consolidating this much, but that's just telling me that it's gathering orders, right? It's people are entering, and it's just gathering up orders. So if we come back out to like the 15 minute, let's just delete all this shit. We already know we're in the trade. All right, what do we got going here? I mean, that's a pretty good wick off and close above. I mean, that's a 78 wick and close up. I'm not saying that's, you know, that's the spot, but I don't mind that. Again, I don't mind it going into divergence either. Like we entered right there. I mean, there's a very good possibility it could come all the way down to this 88.6, which it loves to do. We really need to come down in the smaller time frames and look for the divergence. So it's just going sideways. There's nothing we can do about it. Just checking a couple emails. Give me a second here. That was Monday. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I looked down for 2 seconds on an email. Come on, baby. Let's go. Come on. Where's Goldie? Please be selling off. My fucking broker's in the background going, dang, 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 dang. Look at Goldie. Come on, Goldie. Come on, Gold. There's that 9 a.m. 10 drop. There's that 10 a.m. drop. There's that 10 a.m. drop. Come on, don't fuck around. I was excited there for a second, and I'm like, oh, hold on. There's Wick's coming back down. What is Goldie doing? Just keep sinking, Gold. Stop fucking around. Look at Gold come back up and Wick and take out these people that were selling right there. Look at that Wick on Gold. That's up and gone. Let's go, Gold. I ain't mad at you, Gold. Come on, 30. Let's push. What's NASDAQ doing? NASDAQ's fucking around in no man's land. Let's just get a better view on NASDAQ. We need to keep this on like a higher chart just so we can confirm our fuck aroundness. Sorry for dropping the bombs. It's just, you know, I'm a sailor. What can I say? First of all, former United States Marine, second sailor. Sailor, not as in the Navy. I wasn't in the Navy. I was a fucking merchant marine. All right? Let's not say I'm a fucking Squidward of the Navy. Come on, buddy. Let's go. 3 minute. God, that was a good push. And I was like, let's go. And then now it's fucking around. It's all good, dude, because it's collecting orders right now, right? So if it wants to give us this 88.6, again, we'll just pop another shot. Because it's telling me at least there's people buying. There's people entering the market. I mean, look at this back and forth. Buyers are starting to step in. It's just, if it doesn't leave, all right, that means it's not done with liquidity. So we need it to leave. If it doesn't leave, then we should have that second shot ready to go. This is on the 3 minute. We don't have any sort of divergence yet, which I would have, you know, I'm not saying I would have liked to have seen, but it does help. What I'd like to see is this thing just fucking leave the market and be gone. Then we can be done with this, close the computer, and be done for the day. I mean, NASDAQ's buying up and gold's screwing around. So if NASDAQ's buying up, right, that's what we wanted to see on 30. Down and go. That means liquidity has been taken, which was this low right here, right there. And it's held this. This is the same strategy, guys. This is the order block we wanted to hold. This is liquidity right there, right? You fib this top to bottom, right? From right there to there, and that's in your buy zone. And you could have taken that trade all day long. Now, I'm not taking my strategy on a 3-minute, but there it is. You see it right there. Liquidity, buy zone, gone. We're just wanting to see this on a higher time frame so that our risk is lower and we're entering better trades. I'm not suggesting you do this strategy on a 3-minute. I like to start on the 2 hour, 1 hour, and then when it gets into my zone, then come down to the 3-minute to find the entries. I don't like to go to the NASDAQ and look at this strategy on a 3-minute and try to play this out that way. But it does work. I mean, the thinking is the thinking. It needs to hunt liquidity. It needs to find support and go the opposite direction. I just like doing it on a bigger time frame so that we're not over trading and we're not being too risky. Fucker. Where is it at? So news, someone says news dropped at 10, right? I thought news had already dropped. Like, is there more like non-red folders? I don't give a shit about non-red folders. Right? We have more news tomorrow, but the news dropped at 7:30. The only ones that I care about. Obviously, something happened at 9 o'clock for me. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I guess there's some sort of yellow folder or something. I don't know. But hey, look, guys, this is okay, dude. If it comes down again, we're fully prepared for this because it's just going to give us divergence. Right? It's just going to give us a chance to enter another position, a full position. This is perfectly fine. We're not freaking out. Goldie sells off. Let's go, gold. We're in that. This is the reason why we don't protect too early. Look what happened. Smack. If you were a trend line trader and you entered at that trend line break, you just got smacked at break even. It retested the trend line and it come down. That's why a lot of people say when you set your stop loss, be comfortable with it and just let it go for a while until you're fully prepared to protect. Don't protect early because you're going to get smacked. And then what's going to happen is you're not going to give the trade a chance to get into TP. You're going to get taken out all the time, and then the only chance, and then you have more of a chance to take L's. Basically, what I'm trying to say. Okay, so here we go. Here we go with the divergence. Right here we go. We're cool here. All right, right. Here's this. The market is getting lower at the same time. It's not as strong. So let me get the broker ready for a potential second entry here. So I already have the buy limit at the 886. I'm going to move it just a hair up from that. And then I'm just going to let it hit the limit. Unless I change it and do a manual. But here we go, guys. Here's the second touch then of the oversold divergence of the RSI. All right, guys? So here it is. And this is exactly what we're saying down here on the RSI. It's getting lower, right? We called that out before it happened, so we're not freaking out. There it is. Let's see it get lower. We're going to have another push up and then maybe one more push down. Maybe it's going to give us a 3 touch. Maybe it won't. Maybe this is the second touch. But if the 88.6 is sitting down here below, we might see a third touch. So again, down, up, down, lower, divergent, one more touch, and then go. We're waiting. So since we're already in a high position, we don't need to pop that second entry too early. Let's wait for this good 88.6, good divergent. I have a limit there, by the way. So consumer confidence was at 10. Well, why would that not be a red folder? 106 was expected. Previous was 110. So it's lower than expected versus 114 expected. Previous was 110. So it's saying that lower should be seen. See, sometimes it's weird with these fucking consumer confidence ones because sometimes it's reverse. If it's lower than expected, oh, that's a fucking bull. But you would think consumer confidence being lower than expected would be a bearish. But again, this is also the thing, guys. If everyone and their mom's like, oh, the fucking news came out, it's going to sell off. Guess what the market's going to do? Dip down and then shoot off and buy and screw everyone out of their trades. So Why is it not showing up then, dude? See? Tuesday, red folders, high, medium, apply. Maybe I need to refresh this. Okay, right here. S&P, Fed bar speech, consumer confidence. See, I have that as a medium folder for me. So maybe I'll just leave these on mediums. But here's also the deal. I really don't. Very rarely do I care what news is coming out. Like, oh, it's consumer confidence. I don't care if it's consumer confidence or S&P, right? I just need to know that there's news coming out so I can expect the volatility. The only news that I really do care about is like the NFPs, like the big ones, right? If the Fed chairman is actually speaking on C-SPAN live or whatnot, because then those are hundreds of pick moves within a second. What you can do then is go and look last time. When was the last time NFP came out? Look at that date, see how the market reacted, and then you could help formulate a plan around that. So go back and research the news from the months or the quarters before that. So here's the second touch. Here's the second touch, which is pretty cool. Let's let this buy up a little bit. All right, so if you're not in the trade, you missed the first one. There's a chance to get into your little half position right now. And if anything, even if we lose this trade, which I don't think we are, knock on wood, we have confidence. All you guys need to have positive thinking to make this market go up. Even if we lose, the one thing you can take away from this is, look, we had a plan. We're not freaking out. We're watching the market. It's doing exactly what we thought it's going to do. Everything is cool and calm, under control. It's okay. It happens. Again, with it being such a move, I was fully expecting this train to slow down. And we were fully expecting a 3 touch on the divergence. So it's okay. We're under control. 19 people are still in here holding strong. Thank you guys very, very much for still sticking with us in here. Hopefully, I have at least 19 likes on this video. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We do this free. We do this hopefully 5 times a week. And yeah, it's just for training. It's not financial advice. But hopefully you guys pick up some sauce. If nothing on, the fibs, the way I like to be the fibs, maybe that's new for you. The confirmation of zones with the Elliott waves and the TPs on the fibs getting into your zones. Maybe you saw the volume profile for the first time today, right? Maybe you saw the sessions for the first time today, or the smart money concepts algo for the first time today. All right. So with the Elliott waves, the Wyckoffs, the fibs, the fair value gaps, all these things. We use all these tools to give us educated decisions, and we react to the market. We have a plan, and we trade our plan. And they say that most traders only win 30 to 40% of the time. Well, hopefully we can increase that a bit by having all these things at our disposal. Hopefully we can increase that. Again, I really think this needs to be taken out, and even this area right here. Like that needs to be taken out too. And so, there's a chance for this to come up, take this out, and then turn around. In which case, okay, well, we can take profit off by then because we can also do this, right? And that gives us into our zone. So we're not really sure where we're going to take profit yet, but that might be a consideration. And if that's the case, right, we would fib that top to bottom from there to there, wherever this bottom is, and then this would be our profit zone, which is also a trend line zone. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. We're not counting our profit yet. We're not even in a successful trade. But there's the third push. Shake and bake. Thanks, Brett. Thanks for joining in. Goldie, sell, baby. Come on, Goldie. Look at that trend line break, retest, and go. So, I'm not saying you got to trade my strategy. Maybe you're a trendline trade strategy, but then you start to add in some of the things that I say to your trendline strategy. Maybe it gets you even more deadly, right? NASDAQ is still in the middle of nowhere's land. We're waiting on Thursday. Let's just check on EJ since we have some time to kill. EJ, as you can see, we're still still in profit. It's just green. So yeah, we caught the EJ at the chop, and hopefully, man, it'd be great if this would break this low. Well, since we're sitting here, I sold some crypto yesterday, and we're getting into this, strong push, 78.6 in the higher fips. I sold to Bitcoin, a couple grand of Bitcoin yesterday, and I sold a couple grand of Ethereum yesterday. As you can see, it's still pushing up. With Ethereum, I just looked at the higher time frames, right? I see this sell off from here, and then there's the retracement right there to the 88.6. So I sold a couple K right there, and maybe I can get a push down and get back into this zone before I buy it back. Bitcoin, I sold a couple K yesterday, right here at the 70, right here somewhere, and then I'm still holding out for Solana to. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with Solana. If it gets up here to 618, maybe I'll sell 144. Or if it comes back down here to the $86, $90 range, I'll buy some more. And then I'm waiting for, I like to see, okay, for this Cardano, I'm going to zoom out here. Let's reset the chart so I can show you. On the Cardano, you see how we had a pump up, flatten out, and then now it's starting to show some strength. Look at what Solana did. Look at Solana, push up, flatten out, show some strength, and then gone. So I'm waiting, hopefully, for Cardano to do the same, and hopefully we're at the beginning of this trend. There is a previous resistance area. It popped above it. It found it as support, and hopefully it's pushing up. So I have money in Cardano, so I'm hoping to pop this off. And the same thing for the DOT, right? What happened to the DOT? Come down, pop off, find support, and now it's building strength. So I've got money in that as well. So I'm not selling these two yet. I'm hoping it's going to do what Solana did, and then again, do one of these. Bitcoin is obviously going to the moon, but at some point, maybe in here, it's going to start finding some resistance and start to sell off. So that's why I sold some yesterday, and I've got some more that I might be selling off here in a little bit. But then we'll just be waiting for retracement before we buy back into it. And I don't know how far that's going to be. I know that it's going to halve here pretty soon. My buddy Cody's probably in the fucking background shaking his head at me because when this Bitcoin halves, it's probably going to go up. So we'll have to see. Let's see what 30's doing. Get down to the 3 minute. Okay, so here it is. Here's the second push. The second tap. But look, guys, we're divergent. Oversold. Not as much oversold, and the price is getting lower. So this is still going as planned. Still going as planned. I just hope that we do have some volume later in the day. All right, let's look at see. It is 9:15. Let's look at the 15-minute candles. All right, we had a good doji, and it's selling back off. It's okay. And of course, the hour candle is going to look the same way. Pop off, good push up, and then now we have this consolidation, push off. It's all good. We're just going to concentrate on this divergent 3 minute. So if you haven't taken an entry, maybe you could take a half now. But we're still waiting for the full bullet to be shot. And if it doesn't happen in the next few minutes, 15 minutes or so, I'm just going to close the computer and walk away. I'm already in a position, a half position. And if it hits, it hits. It doesn't, it doesn't. When it starts getting too late in the morning, I'm over it. I do know that there should be one more quote unquote micro from the ITC trader. Says there's a 1050 to 1110 micro. For me, that's 950 to 1010. So perhaps there's one more micro coming up to give us a push. I'm not over concerned about that. It's just something that I keep in the back of my brain, but it's not like that's my trading strategy. So check it out, guys. I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be back in a second. This is one of those fucking hydrogen water bottles. Can y'all see that? Nice little green and it changes colors, whatever. Supposedly it puts hydrogen ions, and you can see the bubbles. You push the thing and it starts bubbling it up, and you recharge it. Oh no! Supposedly it makes your pecker bigger. It's working for me. Just joking. Sorry if there's any ladies in here. It's just supposed to be better hydrogen ionized water to drink, whatnot. It wasn't that expensive. It was on Amazon. And I said, fuck it, why not? I have a little water bottle. It looks pretty cool, and you push the button. Besides that, like, if you guys are on Instagram, you're like, oh, this water makes me feel so much better. It doesn't make me feel shit. I feel normal. It's just maybe it's doing something inside me better that I don't know about. Like, perhaps helping me absorb my aminos better or something. I don't know. I'm out of coffee. 1 cup. Thanks, guys. Everybody, we got 16 people, so a couple of people started to drop off. It's all good. Hey, they can't hang. Maybe they got their entry and they got to go to work. Hey, that's all good too. But I'm still going to wait for this third push. I'm still going to wait for this third push before I pop that other manual entry. Where's gold? So gold's just messing around. NASDAQ, we don't even care about NASDAQ right now. That was a good little buy, though. Again, if NASDAQ is pushing, I don't take AG1 just because, dude, like, I've got enough things, right? Honestly, I dropped about 10 pounds in January and I gained a couple of them back. What I've been doing is I did a lot of traveling last month, and I'm going to do some more traveling. I got to go to Denver. Oh, yeah, so I'm going to Denver Sunday and Monday. So I'm going to fly to Denver on Sunday, and then I'll be probably flying home back on Monday. So there might not be a Sunday call and Monday morning live because I'll be busy in Denver. But more than likely, I'm flying home Monday night on Denver. So yeah, I just did a lot of traveling last month. So primarily for me, I'm on a carnivore diet. And if it's not 100% carnivore, it's carnivore with like nuts and avocados and things of that nature. Trying to cut out really all sugar. I don't drink sodas anyways. I don't drink Gatorade. I don't drink any of that shit. I drink black coffee and water. And my wife did buy some like sparkling water, but it's not really the best because it has like chemicals and shit in it, like artificial flavoring and whatnot. So, every once in a while I'll drink one of those, but primarily sticking to the eggs and the meat and whatnot around noon. I like to fast till about noon, sometimes longer. Sometimes I'll go till 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And straight carnivore. And at the beginning of every month, I try to do like a 3-day fast. And yeah, look at 30. Look at 30. It might give us one more touch. So I haven't popped that second entry yet. This is where the patience gain split. And also, guys, we took a half entry, so there is no more FOMO. Like, there shouldn't be any FOMO to begin with. But if you're one of those people who are like, oh my God, then just take a fucking small entry and get over it, because if it takes off, then you're good to go. And if for some odd reason, some sort of news drops that just hits your stop loss immediately, and you're like, oh fuck, you only lost like a half position, right? You're not like overstressed. So just take a half entry, deal with it. This is why they say trading is fucking boring. I don't really think it's boring. But on the other hand, you're sitting here watching these candles go back and forth, waiting for another 20 or 30 minutes for you to get your entry. So, yeah. You got to stay, but you can't really have like a side hobby. You can't get too distracted. We got to stay locked in. Like, so I don't have C-SPAN or MSNBC or whatever the bullshit in the background. I don't have any of that going on. I'm staying locked in. As you can see, we're primarily watching 30. I can peek it at NASDAQ just to see what it's doing, and peek at gold because we're in a gold trade. But I'm trying to stay locked on 30, and I've got another 30 minutes or so of attention span left. And if we don't catch this next trade, before 10 o'clock, then I'm not even worried about it. I'm closing my computer and I'm walking away. I got other shit I got to do, and that's it. It should have given us the entry. So I'm gonna give this a few more minutes and see if we can't get this third touch on third touch here. And if we can catch it, then we catch it. If we don't, I'm over it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's do this. Let's really dial in this sniper entry on this third touch. Okay, so if this was our our push up, this would then be like our second leg, right? So I'm guessing that we could fib this right there, and our entry should be right here on the 23.6. So that's where I'm going to put mine. I'm going to do that on my broker. I'm going to adjust my limit to that. Fib there to there. Okay. I see where that TP is. So right now I have it at TP2. Right now my broker is saying that my limit is set right there. This is where it's weird because, you know, it doesn't always work out. Like, my broker is not always the same as TradingView. So right now, literally, without me touching anything, my limit is right on TP2 on my broker. So my limit, without me touching it, is right there. So I'm just going to move this to TP1 then, so that I know that I hopefully catch that entry on that third step, and then I'll just, move my stop loss back down to where it was before. So there's our first entry. We're in a little bit of drawdown, no big deal. There's my limit set at TP1 right there. And that's it. So now basically all we're doing is just watching it to see if it happens. Our job is done, right? We were patient. We see the two leg. We have an entry sitting at the TP of that second leg. Our job is done for the day. There's nothing for us else to do. We took a gold short, and we're in profit. So there's literally nothing for us to do on that. Just let this thing run. And we can look at the candlestick formations and whatnot, but who really gives a shit? Just set your TP and let's see if it hits. We're not doing anything on NASDAQ today because it's just in the middle of no man's land. No big deal. We're on a 30 short, and we're already in one entry, and we have a limit set on our other entry, which we might not get. I mean, look at that candle, dude. Wick off, wick off. We might not catch that last entry. I mean, especially if you look at this hourly candle. I mean, for us to catch that entry, this candle has got to fill and then go lower. Excuse me. So we might not catch it. That might have been it, but it's all good. I'm not chasing. Not chasing. We're already in a position. So that's it. Our job is done for the day. We could technically just close this computer and check on it in an hour from now. I'll wait 5 more minutes, and then after that, I'm done. After that, I'm done. How do you like, dude, Rich, if you're still here, Brett, how do you like that AG1? I mean, you see Rogan talk shit about it all the time. Honestly, I have some of that Alpha Brain in my desk over there. I don't really think it tastes that great. I don't really take it that often. I kind of forget about it. But I do have Alpha Brain sitting over there at my desk. Maybe I should put it up here on my desk so I remember to take it in the morning. $18 people. Hello. Thank you guys for stopping in and watching. I appreciate it. Please like, subscribe. Note that this is for training only. We did catch a partial entry on like right around this area. We caught a partial entry, a half entry. We didn't take the full thing. We're waiting for this to give us a third touch on the divergence. So we have the first touch. We have a second touch. We're going to wait for this thing to come back down and either give us one more lower low, in which case we'll take a trade, or this to touch the 30% on the RSI over sold, which then case I might just take that other entry. So we took a half, and we're waiting to see if we can take the full entry. I love it. Gives me plenty of energy and helps me focus better with a clear head. Well, there you go. There you go. I probably need to take some sort of something like that because I'm, like I said, I'm primarily on a carnivore diet. I need. Okay, so in my journal, here we go, guys. For the guys, for Chris and for fucking Wayne and all you guys, this is something I need to write in my journal. All right. At the end of the day, habits we want to get better at. For me, today is this. Get better at taking my vitamins and subs with 2 S's or 2 P's. Get better. Okay, so we have this little law, guys, and you guys mentioned it before. At the end of our day, we log what we want to get better at. What bad habits do we have? And what habits do we want to increase? So there's a entry that I'm gonna put my log tonight. I need to get better at taking my supplements, and taking my vitamins, and doing all that good stuff. Okay, so here's our third touch. Here's it's coming down. It's up to you guys now. All right, I'm not going to tell you guys how to trade, but if you wanted to pop that last full entry, this might be it right there. That might be it, because we're going to start touching this oversold. It depends. Depends on what you want to do. You want to be patient and wait for us to come down. And that is the 30-minute candle. It's about to close any second now. Look at that fucking wick. I'm taking that. I'm taking the entry. Fuck it. All right, I'm taking the last entry. I'm deleting my limit. Delete. All right, there's my second. There's my second bullet right there. I got 2 partials, which equals a full, basically. Let me go back out to my 1 hour so I can set my TP appropriately. And, excuse me, set my stop loss appropriately. So it's a pretty large stop loss if you look at it this way, because we're right at the 78.6, but it is what it is. So I am in for 3% total, and I'm going to stack my TPs. Stack right there. Let's delete. So I'm gonna stagger my TPs. God damn it! Why is this doing this? All right, there it is. Stacking the TPs. So actually, I take that back. I'm gonna put this one right here at that liquidity, and then I'm gonna put the bottom one all the way up top at that liquidity. All right, there we go. So two small entries. We're in. There we go. We're in. Let's fucking go. What's gold doing? Gold selling. All right. Gold selling. All right, guys, our job is done here. Yeah. I'm not saying that this is not going to give us our third touch. It very clearly could, but that's an engulfing candle. These 2 candles engulf. It did not set a new low, and then it engulfed again. So this could be it. This could be, that would be the entry. I mean, too bad we didn't catch it down here, but I'm not stressed about that. Who gives a shit? All right, guys. I think that should be the end of the recording. 9:30, that 30-minute candle just closed. I mean, let's just look at that real quick. We're in. We're in. I mean, that's a pretty nasty wick. Those are 2 nasty wicks, dude. Wick up, wick up. Doji candle. Look at the wicks on the side of that doji candle. So, I mean, we're hoping this thing just pushes off now. We're hoping that was the liquidity, and it goes. I mean, after 2 massive wicks like that and a doji candle like that, I mean, you guys really think it's going to come all the way back down and fill and give us a new lower low? I mean, it could. I mean, it's fucking dirt 30-30. I mean, it can do whatever it wants, right? But I'm hoping now that this goes, right? I'm hoping it goes now. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you got something from it. Please like, please subscribe, please share. I can see the users are starting to drop off. We only got 15 now. Our job is done here. We're in gold sales, and we're waiting for that to come all the way down to 2025, which is a quarter point for our TP. We had a trend line break, clear out all this liquidity, and we're not fucking with NAS because it's being stupid, and US30 is hopefully going to buy off. Gold sells, 30 buys. Our job is done, guys. I really appreciate y'all being here. Hopefully you guys got something from the call. I will see you tonight on the review, and we'll review this trade and see if it hits or if it doesn't hit, and we'll review our decisions, and we'll log in our book and do what we do.